Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today we have our third match against JoeyFontaine from battles 12 and 20. He is a fellow PokeTuber, so I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to his channel in the video description so you guys can check him out after the match as per usual. So we kind of have a budding rivalry going here. I defeated him the first time we faced. He beat me the second time, so this is kind of the rubber match here. And as you can see, he brought another very powerful team to battle. So it's definitely going to be another good one, and we're going to get into it. So looking at the team preview, I really wasn't sure what he was going to want to lead with. And he actually just ends up leading with his Mew. So I decided to lead with my Staraptor, the Brave Bird, just to get an Intimidate on whatever he decided to throw out first. So I'm going to get that on the Mew. Probably not going to matter too much since these things are usually special. So I'm going to go straight for the U-turn just to get some damage and the mandatory switch so I can scout him. That is going to do about a third, so that was not too bad. So off that, I am going to come in with the Victini, and he actually just takes this opportunity to go for the Stealth Rock to set the entry hazard up on me early. So this turn, he does outspeed me. He is going to go for the Soft Boiled to go ahead and put himself right back up to full health. And I just decided to go for the Searing Shot to get as much damage as I could on him, which is going to take him down by about a third. So he is going to go for the switch then, and he is going to come in with his Keldeo, probably predicting another fire attack. But I actually anticipated that switch and went for the Psychic instead, hoping to catch him off guard and take him out with that. But unfortunately, he does survive that in the red, so that is going to force me to switch. I don't want to get taken out with a water attack, so I'm going to come in with my Florges, the Flower Power, ready to bring the power of the flowers. I am going to take some damage from the Stealth Rock, and he does go for the Scald, so not going to do much of anything there to me. I am max special defense with an Assault Vest, so that is going to force him to switch. Nothing else he can really do to me, so he is going to come in with the Tapu Lele and get the Psychic Surge to set up the Psychic Terrain on the battlefield. I just went for a Moonblast, knowing that it would do some decent damage to whatever he decided to throw in. So that is going to take him down by about a quarter, which is not too bad. So this turn he was going to go for the Shadow Ball. I'm guessing he was predicting a switch there, but I decided to stay in and just go for another Moonblast to try and whittle this thing down. That is going to take him below half, which was pretty good. So this turn he is going to go straight for the Psychic to get as much damage as possible. That is going to drop me down to about a third, and I am again going to go for another Moonblast, but he is going to survive that in the red, unfortunately. So this turn he is going to hit me up with another Psychic, and amazingly enough, I do live that with 1 HP, which was pretty epic. That is going to allow me to go for one more Moonblast, and that is definitely going to finish off the Tapu Lele and drop him down to 5 Pokemon. So then he is going to come back in with the Keldeo, and he's just going to go for the Scald, which is obviously going to be more than enough to finish me off and drop me down to 5 Pokemon, but put in some great work there with Florges. That is going to be it for the Psychic Terrain. So then I'm going to come in with my Chestnut, the Shield. I was kind of predicting that he was choice itemed here, so that's why I did that. I'm going to take some damage from the rocks, but this turn he's going to go for the Icy Wind, showing me he is not choiced, which is unfortunate. That is going to take me down to about a third and lower my speed, but I do survive, so I'm going to go for the Hammer Arm, and that is going to lower my speed again, interestingly enough, but it is going to be more than enough to finish off the Keldeo and drop him down to just 4 Pokemon. So then he is going to come in with the Swellow, and he's just going to go straight for the Boom Burst. I decided to stay in because I didn't really want to risk a switch there, so I just decided to let him take me out there and drop me down to 4 Pokemon. So then I'm going to come in with my Excadrill, the Gravedigger, and I'm going to take some damage from the rocks, but my Mold Breaker is also going to come into play, and that is going to force him to switch. He probably doesn't have any good moves for me. So he's going to come in with his Tangrowth. And I just went for the Rapid Spin here, actually, to get a little bit of damage, but more importantly, get rid of the Stealth Rock off my side of the field, as it could have done some pretty significant damage to the rest of my team. And I am going to regain the rest of my health with the leftovers. So here I'm just going to go for a Smart Strike. It is the best move I have for this thing, and I want to see how much damage I can get. Unfortunately, didn't do a whole lot of damage there, and he is going to go for the knockoff to get rid of my leftovers and do a little bit of damage in return, so that is unfortunate. So this turn I'm going to go for the Smart Strike again, trying to whittle this thing down, which is going to drop him to about a third health, but he does survive, and go for the Earthquake, which is going to drop me all the way down to 22 health, but I do survive that. So this turn he is going to switch out. He probably didn't want to risk whether or not he could survive another Smart Strike, so he is going to come back in with his Mew, and I did just go for the Smart Strike again. So that is going to drop him down to about a quarter health. But this turn he's just going to go for a Soft Boiled. And that is going to put him back up to almost full, unfortunately. I just decided to go for the Smart Strike again, just in case he wanted to double switch me. So not going to do a whole lot of damage there. So this turn he is going to go for the Nightshade. And that is a guaranteed 50 damage, so that is definitely going to finish off my Excadrill and drop me to 3 Pokemon. So then I'm going to come in with my Greninja, good old Ash Ketchum, here to save the day. Hopefully I'm going to go for the Dark Pulse. The Protein is going to transform me into the Mono Dark type. And I actually do get the crit here. I'm not sure if it mattered or not, since I am max special attack with a Life Orb. But that is going to be enough to take care of the Mew and drop him to 3 Pokemon. So then he is going to come in with Gallade, and that is going to force me to switch. I don't want to risk whether or not I'm going to outspeed this thing, so I'm going to switch in with my Victini. It does resist both of his stab moves, so pretty good matchup for me. So he's actually going to go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Gallade, and he is going to go straight for the close combat here. So that's only going to take me down by about a quarter, which was not too bad, and it is going to also lower both his defense stats, and I am going to regain some health with the leftovers, so that worked out pretty well for me. So this turn he is going to switch out. He doesn't want to lose his Gallade with its defenses lowered, so he is going to come back in with his Tangrowth, basically as fodder at this point. I'm just going to go for the Searing Shot, but surprisingly enough, this thing actually does survive that in the red, but that's no big deal. I am going to regain some more health with the leftovers, and then this turn I am definitely going to outspeed this thing and just go for the Psychic, which is going to be more than enough to finish his Tangrowth off and drop him down to 2 Pokemon, and I'm also going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So then he is going to come back in with the Swellow, and I actually decide to go for a switch here. I'm not sure if I can survive a Boom Burst from this thing, and I really don't want to risk it because it looks like the Victini might be very useful in closing out the match. So I decided to just switch my Greninja in as fodder here. I'm going to get one-shot killed with the Boom Burst, and that is going to drop me to 2 Pokemon. So then I'm going to come back in with Staraptor and get the Intimidate to lower his attack. Not going to matter since he is special. So he does outspeed me this turn, and he is going to go for the Boom Burst again, which is going to drop me all the way down to my Focus Sash, but I do survive because of it, which is going to allow me to go for the Brave Bird. And that is going to be enough to one-shot kill the Swellow and drop him down to just 1 Pokemon. And of course the recoil is going to finish my Staraptor off and drop me down to just 1 Pokemon as well. So down to the wire here. He is going to send his Gallade back in as his last Pokemon. I'm going to send my Victini back in as my last Pokemon. And I know he is going to outspeed me. He actually goes for the knockoff, which was a bit of a surprise. You usually don't see that on Gallade. And he actually gets the crit on top of it, which is going to be enough to take out my Victini. And that is game. So I did end up losing this one here. It was a great match, very close, very competitive. In the end, it really just came down to one crit at the end of the match to close things out. My Victini is max HP, so I am confident that I definitely would have been able to survive that attack had it not been for the crit, and then could have probably taken him out with an attack of my own. But in these matches that are so close and so competitive, oftentimes it does just come down to one clutch moment in the game, as it did there. But it was a great match. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.